In this video, I will be talking about my review on the newest season of Cobra Kai that was just released yesterday on Netflix. And if you haven't watched the new season yet, do not watch this video. Please don't, because I will be going through a lot of different things in this video. And no more talking, let's get straight into it. I thought Cobra Kai season 3 was a pretty good season. Just like seasons 1 and 2, I thought Cobra Kai was a good season. There was some good moments, there was some bad moments, and there was some cringy moments in the season and everything. So season 3 begins with the aftermath of the school brawl, and Miguel is still in a coma, 2 weeks and everything. I'm glad that they only went with 2 weeks, because if they had decided to go with a longer time jump, then it wouldn't end well. 2 weeks was good enough. 1 month, yeah, that's kind of pushing it. But 2 months, that would have been way too long in my opinion. I'm glad that they only went with 2 weeks. I was expecting them to go a day later, but that would be too much. And the expulsions of Tori and Robbie made a lot of sense, because Tori, she was the instigator. She started all of this. Robbie, he almost turned Miguel into a t-shirt after kicking him off the balcony. Aisha, she freaking left the school because of her parents being sent to a private school. And Stingray, I don't know how the heck that he only got probation. Stingray should have been arrested for assaulting minors and everything. I really did not like Stingray at all, so I was actually pretty happy that he did not return, because he was annoying to me. He was kind of annoying. And we saw in the first episode, Johnny still feels like utter garbage, because he feels like it's his fault that Miguel is in a hospital laying in a coma. And I thought the first couple of episodes were pretty good, but I thought the other half, more than half of the rest of the season were pretty better, I might add. Miguel, not Miguel, but Daniel and Johnny, their relationship is I don't know how to describe their relationship. One moment they're cool, then another moment they have issues, and it seemed like they was about to join together at the beginning of the season, but then Johnny's attitude and behavior messed it up once again. That was kind of annoying to see once again, that they had fallen out. Robbie getting arrested and everything. Daniel did make the right decision, but I wish that Johnny was there to talk to him as well, because in this season, Johnny was a piece of garbage of a father. No matter how much he tried, it still wasn't enough. Johnny is just a bad father in general. And in this season, I really did feel bad for Robbie, because he really didn't have nobody on his side. Yeah, some people did still care about him, but a lot of people had turned on him, and a lot of people just didn't care no more because of what he did to Miguel. His time in jail, I wasn't really surprised that he would be messed with, but I actually did feel pretty bad for Robbie. So in the end, when he decided to join Kreese and Cobra Kai, I get why he did it, because he had been let down so many times by Daniel and Johnny. So I can't wait for what he's going to do in season 4. Miguel's recovery was pretty cool, I might add. Him waking up and everything, and him being able to walk after a few episodes, 7, that was really cool to see, because Johnny did a good job of helping Miguel trying to get back on his feet, because he did feel bad. And I'm glad that he was able to walk by the end of season 3. Although I've been seeing kind of some people complaining about how is he able to do it that fast. It's TV. They will always make a character recover in a short time span. That's what happens. I would say that the entire gang of Cobra Kai, Kreese's gang, they did so much grimy mess this season. Like, they committed a ton of crimes, from freaking assaults, breaking in, home invasion. Like, I don't understand how none of them didn't get arrested for the crimes that they did. Like, they should all be in a jail cell, especially Tori. Especially Tori, because, yeah, what Tori is going through, I get it. I understand. But at the same time, you still doing garbage. Like, I don't care. Like, I really do not care. Like, when she had problems with the landlord and everything. Besides the landlord, he was a creep, so I might add. Crease nearly cutting off his finger. That was crazy. That was really insane to me. And I'm sorry, but I'm just going to be talking about different moments and everything. I'm not going to be going on like a episode spoiler type of way, because it's my review, so who cares? So yes, freaking Crease almost cutting off that landlord's finger. That was wild to me. And that just shows that he is willing to do anything. And the Crease story, I thought, was a good addition to season 3, because when it first happened, I expected Crease to be the freaking jockey and everything. But when it was revealed that he was the nerd, I was like, yo, what? Like, he was a nerd too. Like, everybody was a nerd at some point. And you can see why, how Kreese became the way that he is, because he was tired of being messed with. And his sergeant not telling him that the girl that he was trying to see when he got out of the Vietnam War was already dead, that was cold-hearted. And then him catching that body at the very end, instead of just picking up his sergeant, that was then at that point I realized that Kreese was Kreese. Like, everyone has a story. And then, like, I've been seeing in some comments, we saw Johnny's side of the story, Daniel's side of the story, and now we saw Kreese's side of the story. I don't know whose story they're going to do in season 4, but I cannot wait to see. The fights this time around, they were still crazy as ever. Like the arcade fight with Cobra Kai messing with Miyagi the Do, and then Hawk breaking Dimitri's arm. That was insane too. Like, you could see in that moment that Hawk didn't want to do it. Like, he really did not want to break Dimitri's arm. And I guess at that moment, at that time when he did it, I guess that was the beginning of the end for Hawk at Cobra Kai. Because Sam, she tried to do her best, but in this season, I was very, very annoyed by Sam. Like, I'm not gonna call her out her name because that would be wrong, but she was very annoying. Like, oh my God, I could not stand her this time around. Like, I understand you have problems with Tori, but to be scared of her, like, girl, you should have just got yourself a knife, a pocket knife, a gun, and then just, you know what, do that to her. Like, turn her into a t-shirt. Don't be scared. It's not that hard to get, like, it is not that difficult to get a weapon in 2021. And it is really not, and that is kind of scary, to be honest. Like, she was probably the most annoying thing to me in this season. Like, I'm sorry, she really was. Daniel traveling to Okinawa to get help with his business, because his business had suffered due to the fight and him being associated with karate. That was a really good addition. Seeing his old crush and everything, his old friend, and Chosen, that was really crazy to see. But I'm glad that he went to Okinawa, because I think after I think after Okinawa, that's when the season started to get really good for me. Like, the first few episodes was really good, was pretty good, but I think when he went to Okinawa, and by the end of the season, the rest was really good. Like, really good to me. Chosen, he definitely changed. And during the battle between him and Daniel, it looked like that he was about to turn him into a paper. But then when he honked his nose and everything, I was like, what the? I couldn't believe it that he did that, but that was really funny. And we saw that Chosen had matured more after all the garbage he did in Karate Kid 2. So it was nice to see Daniel learn some brand new moves that could mess a person up. And then him freaking seeing the girl that he saved at the end and her being like the senior vice president of Diona, that was freaking lucky. Like, that was a good thing that he went to Okinawa, because if he hadn't, who knows what would have happened. Allie came back this season was really shocking. I can't believe that they were actually able to get her to do it. And I was really happy that it didn't become like a Allie and Johnny relationship thing. Like, her and Johnny started dating and everything while he's going out with Carmen. I think Carmen is a good addition for Johnny. And I could probably see them maybe getting married somewhere down the line. I don't know. I'm just saying that. That's just my opinion. But it was good seeing Allie back. And I think her story was completed, because I don't see how they could bring her back for season 4. Like, maybe to see that All Valley tournament, but I highly doubt she would come back for that. It was good to see Allie make an appearance. I didn't think it was going to happen, but it did. And Robbie being in jail. It's a cold world. It's a really cold world. And I was actually surprised that he was able to get out of jail that fast. Like, he wasn't in every episode of season 3, but I was still surprised to see him get out of jail. But thankfully, Miguel did survive, because had he not survived, oh yeah, he was definitely doing some big time numbers in prison. Like, he was definitely going to face some big time numbers. And then when him, Sam, and Miguel finally saw each other, and then Robbie was about to mess him up again, I was just like, this man can't be serious. Like, you just got out of jail. And the most craziest thing of all is that he never apologized for what he did. I don't know if that is going to be a point in season 4, but he didn't apologize, and he's garbage for that, in my opinion. Like, you should have apologized at least for almost killing Miguel, but it's whatever. The final fight of season 3, well, the last 2 fights of season 3, with Cobra Kai freaking breaking into Daniel's house with Sam and everybody else there, with that kid being thrown into the house by the window. That was wild. And then I just had that feeling like either somebody was really going to get seriously injured, or that somebody was going to die. Because remember, I think it was either the creator or a producer that said that 3 people was going to get killed this season. And then, as we saw, nobody important, just backing Kreese's story. That was a really troll move, and I was really worried that somebody was going to get killed at the house. But I would say the most shocking thing that happened during the fight would be Hawk turning face. Like, I did not expect Hawk to turn face after all, and I mean all of the grimy stuff that he did throughout the 3 seasons. I did not expect him to turn face after that, because he started to realize that what he's been doing is wrong, how Cobra Kai is more of a burden than a solution. after Johnny did talk to him and everything. Like, that was really shocking to see. Johnny was a good addition this season. Like, he was really funny during the episodes, and him creating his own dojo, the ego something, I'm sorry, that was really crazy to see. Daniel, he was good this season as well. Him in Okinawa, him dealing with the aftermath and everything. I think every person was cool this season. The son, though, of Daniel and his wife, he lost a lot of weight. And I couldn't believe it was the same character, but good for him. Good for him. It's got to be healthy in 2021. So that was good to see. And Robbie joining Cobra Kai by the end of the season was not surprising because he had lost so much. He didn't have nobody by his side. Johnny was a horrible father. Daniel had turned him in. But I could see why Daniel did what he had to do, because if he would have been caught later on, it would have ended much worse for him. I see why Robbie did what he did with joining Cobra Kai. And it sucks, but it had to happen. And how I would rate season 3 out of 10. I would give this season an 8 out of 10. Like I've mentioned before, the first half of the season, like the first 3 episodes of the season, it was just all right to me. I would say episodes 4 through 10 really made this season a really good season. And what I predict in season 4, I predict that the All Valley tournament is definitely going to happen in season 4. And do I expect freaking Terry Silver to return? He could make an appearance in some way. Maybe he does have people that he has been training throughout those years. And if he is still rich, then I could see Daniel and Johnny's dojo and their students being in some trouble. What I expect to happen in season 4 is the Olive Valley tournament happening, Terry Silver making an appearance, Robbie maybe possibly turning good once again, and hopefully apologizing to Miguel for what he did. And that is all I pretty much have to say about season 3. Season 3 was really good in my opinion, and I can't wait for what's going to happen in season 4, because stuff been gotten real. Ever since the end of season 2, stuff has gotten real. And that is the end of my review. If you like this review, please like and subscribe. And until next time.